Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, maybe we can start with, you can share, tell me what are you working on?
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe, and I think it might be helpful just to give you some background to myself because I did attend, I believe, one of your initial introductory calls, and everything I heard seemed aligned with a lot of what I think about, a lot of what I do. So maybe that will give some context. Professionally, what I what I do right now is I'm an experienced strategist. What that means is I am thinking about physical experiences, people in physical spaces, how they I guess one part of it is storytelling in the space, how they're given a specific message in the space, how they interact with one another in the space. A lot of this tends to be on a marketing standpoint, if that gives you more clarity into that. So, how you're marketing in a space, but also a lot of that is looking at digital tools and how that kind of interfaces in the physical. And so, thinking about how people organize themselves physically, but then also are connected digitally in real time is something that I do for work right now. Things that I've done in the past, I have been in the UX design space. So, again, just kind of thinking about product strategy, product management, UX design in that kind of sense. I see that translates into some of my work right now with experience design of kind of thinking about physical space as a product, if you will, and kind of seeing how that can be optimized, how that kind of meets larger business goals, how that meets user needs in that sense. All of that being said, I know that I found your profile and I have been following you for quite a bit, but I've always had an interest towards, again, lots of intersections. I think my work sits at a lot of intersections of physical, digital. I enjoy thinking about built and unbuilt. And when I say unbuilt, I mean nature and how that intersection kind of, um, the fuzziness in between that and the opportunities in that. And that's how I found some of your work, just following a lot of people in the regenerative design space. So that's always been an interest and passion of mine. I'm trying to see how I can kind of be more involved in that front. But uh, yeah, as of now, this is a lot of what I do. Again, when you were talking about your vision, what I'd love to maybe even chat with you today is to see where you might need the most support at this point and how I can fit in. Because I guess the way that I kind of see my skill set is that there's multiple entry points, and I know you have multiple service layers within your offering as well. Um, so, yeah, hopefully that was informative enough. I'm happy to answer any questions because I know sometimes this is confusing when I explain to people what experience design is. A lot of people are like, I don't get that. So, yeah.
I mean, to me, it sounds super cool, right? Like that's the job that I want, but I think it's also the job that I am doing
Mhm.
in one way or another. So yeah, I mean, I think it's super cool. And you said, so I would love to. You said you had some UI UX design background as well.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really cool because it puts you in a class of not many people.
Mm.
So, one thing that I'm really emphasizing with the Coherence company, but especially this conversations first product that we're putting out, is I'm vehement about not building a platform, but building an event, an
Mm.
online event format.
Mhm.
Because everybody is like, everybody wants to build platforms and suck people in because that's what made Facebook rich, da da da. But
Yeah.
it turns out that most people now understand subconsciously, even if they don't know consciously. That's why people are like, oh my God, one more platform. No, because platforms are habits,
Mm.
events are experiences.
Mhm.
And event has a beginning and an end, right? I sign up, I know it will finish. If I like it, I can go again or whatever. I had a good experience. If I don't like it, doesn't matter, it's over.
Mhm.
A platform, right? It's a habit, and all of us have a complicated relationship with habit building, and we understand subconsciously that it's a big ask to
Mhm.
ask somebody to build a new habit.
Mhm.
So I talk about this Bermuda Triangle. right? On the one side, you have tech people, and they're like, we build platforms, the whole world will use my platform, and it'll be so amazing,
Yep.
and it's going to be wonderful. And how is the whole world? Oh, somebody else's problem, growth
Mhm.
hacking, marketing, whatever. I'm building this amazing platform. Then you have events people,
Mhm.
experience people who understand transition, beginning, and all of this, but don't understand building technology.
Mm.
They use technology to some degree, but their mindset is not, I will build an app for an experience.
Mhm. Mm. Mhm.
The only people who have a strong mindset around experience, journey, and digital design is game designers,
Mm.
because
Mm.
that's what games are. But they only know how to suck people out of the real world.
Mm. Correct.
So if
Yeah.
you ask, right, who has experience and knowledge
Mhm.
to build digital products
Mhm.
for experiences which bring people together in the real world for real action, that's a sucking vacuum of not many people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and
I
it's
remember.
interesting because
Yeah.
I think there's a big need there and also a big opportunity because it's a pretty empty space.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. I love that you said that. This was again my strongest takeaway from that introductory call that you had of yes, you have people that think about technology and experience at the same time, but again, you are right. That is the goal of that is to keep you locked in a platform. And so I love that you're talking about this being an event and not a platform. Do you see it being an event, a lived experience, and then the platform is almost something supporting it, but it's almost invisible, if you will. It's just embedded within this experience. But there is a platform, but maybe it's more embedded in the experience. Is that how
So,
you
I mean, there
see it?
is this software for the experience, and I see this as being complementary to platforms.
Hmm.
So that how do you get all of the people excited in using your platform, Magic Box?
Yeah.
This is something that a coherence conversations event can do.
Hmm.
You have some new platform for interaction, whatever, you need to build energy around it.
Yeah.
And then you can have, oh, we had a bunch of conversations, you and I, we had a nice conversation now. Oh, what do we do? Okay, so we go to the platform and then we go to action on the platform.
Hmm.
But this human interaction, so this way, I really want to go in and we can be a partner to any of the platform builders,
Mm, I see.
right? So
Yeah.
rather than competing, there's lots of people doing really cool stuff in all kinds of platforms in all kinds of different directions.
Hmm.
And they all need better stuff for engagement.
Mm, yeah.
So this is how I imagine it would connect.
Hmm.
Also, on the other side, right, there is this. This is just one kind of product. This coherence conversations.
Mm,
Uh, we can go to what are coherence conversations. That's what we're talking about now. And the other part is the COCO, a guide. So the idea of building guides of taking people through
mm,
engagement and connection. And
mm,
there the goal is to build it out so the guide can take people through different kinds of experience and different kinds of technologies.
mm, mm,
And there, in the long run, you know, I think we're going to move the next interesting wave. It's been like 25 years of marketplaces,
mm,
listing things and so on and so forth on the internet. I think we're all kind of getting burned out of marketplaces, right? And I'm not saying, like there is this whole shopping is entertainment, like something that you're shopping for fun. It's still cool. But if you just need to buy something practical, detergent, headphones, whatever, it's no longer enjoyable to scroll through hundreds or thousands of things. we'll all have AI guides. More and more things we talk to, and there will be specific AI guides. So similarly, for experience,
Mhm.
I imagine the guide that we build can take people through different experiences.
Mm, mm. That's interesting that you say this. To give you some context of some of the clients that I work with a lot of tech companies, a lot of Fortune 500s, and essentially what we're doing is again we're building out these physical spaces for them, and then we're taking them on a journey. It really is a marketing journey of understanding the customer, understanding their needs. But a lot of our clients are asking for this real time AI driven conversation capturing sort of thing of they talk about they're standing in this room, they're talking about their business objective, their pain points, they want to go into room number 3 and have that conversation physically and literally carry over so they have the context to bring them there. So I see again this being a demand, um, that at least from my experience I see companies asking for something like this in these experiential physical experiential spaces, in these marketing spaces. I'm not sure if
So
that's a use
wait,
that you're aware of.
I don't think I fully grasp, but I'm really interested. So this is a
Yeah.
space that the customer, that who goes through?
So
The business people or potential target customers?
both actually. So if I were to give you just a wild random example, let's say a company like Google is hosting a company like Coca-Cola, and Google wants to sell Google Ads to Coca-Cola. And so they're
Uh-huh.
bringing Coca-Cola, they're inviting Coca-Cola into the space. Again, it's a very white glove experience. It is still a physical space. It's almost like a museum if you think about it, but they're going through these digital activations and touch points. And what Coca-Cola is doing is learning more about Google through each of these touch points, having conversations about partnership. But at the end of this, they want to revisit that conversation in real time. Usually, what happens is someone will send out an email saying, here's what we talked about, here's the important things, but they want to have that in real time. They want that conversation to be captured, resurfaced, and brought back out. So that's something that I'm seeing on my end as something that companies are actually asking for. Uh, and just again, just offering that as perspective from my end.
Yeah, that's really interesting. That connects with, because with what we're working on the Coherence company for now is online experiences, but
Mhm.
because I'm working on the gathering, I'm also working on a app
Mhm.
for the physical festival. And
Yep.
there I've been thinking a lot about how to bring AI.
Mhm.
And also, a key thing that I am thinking a lot about is how to create mental models for people to be excited to be talking in a space where they're recorded and the AI is in the room. That's
Mhm.
why I have this idea of you're in the field of coherence. You're
Mhm.
co-creating the field of coherence.
Mhm.
Because where I'm at is I don't want people's consent for being recorded.
Mhm.
I want them to come in and be excited and saying, yes, I want to put in my voice.
Mhm.
But for that, we need to give people a good mental model that it's not just like some weird surveillance and being recorded, but
Mhm.
instead we're here and we're co creating this field,
Yeah.
right? Right now, this is the field of coherence. So, with your generosity of your time, you are training the AI field of coherence. But
Uh-huh.
we need mental models because right now, AI is this amorphous thing. It's so massive on the one hand.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's like so trivial because it answers my stupid questions. Like, how do you give people a grasp onto this
Mhm.
so that they feel that they have a sense of understanding and agency. So
I
we're
see.
working with this idea of saying like this is the field of coherence. You're speaking into the field and co-creating the field. So in
Mhm.
a physical space like that as well, I mean, there at that level, it's easy enough for you to have some hardware devices or something like this that people can walk through. And I think probably you could even have a lot of fun designing some physical device which has like three buttons or something. It's like, oh, let's remember this,
Mm.
side note or suggestion.
Mhm.
uh, but yeah, we really need to, as designers, we really need to think carefully how to do this in such a way that it doesn't feel like weird surveillance,
Mm. I see what you
because
mean.
there's a lot of weird surveillance out
Yeah,
there in the world.
yeah. And I think everyone is always skeptical about that, myself included. Sometimes if I feel like someone's leeching my data, I'll think twice and say, why do you want to know that? So I
Yeah,
understand that,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I see what you mean with a mental model that sees it more as contribution and collaboration, co-creation versus extraction.
Yes, this idea of raising AI. I don't
Mm,
know if you've come
mm.
across
You
this
mentioned that. You
before.
mentioned that. Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Mm,
So, uh, so yeah, this idea of organizing things
mhm,
in events. I really think online we're really missing. We have a lot of free form interaction or one on one interaction. But really, if you think about it, the scaffolding for intentional experience online outside of games,
mm,
and it's kind of funny. In some ways, I'm disappointed. In some ways, somehow I'm not surprised that these companies, I don't know the Microsoft, I haven't used Teams really. But if
mm,
you look at Zoom and Google,
mhm,
they've poured, I mean, these companies have more money than God. They've poured huge amounts of money into these things. Zoom keeps on adding all of these weird kind of features, all of this crap which I never asked for, and they still don't have round mode.
mm, mm,
Like, let's do a round, like the most basic facilitation thing, right? They could have a lot of much more sophisticated workshop and kind of things. They have the breakouts, but it doesn't really like it's so there is a huge opportunity, right? And it's kind of paradoxical because we do so much work and effort designing physical spaces for different experiences, like
mm,
you do.
mm,
But we do almost nothing. When it comes to meeting, we just still meet in Zoom, right?
mm.
I describe Zoom as the gray cubicle of online spaces.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
It's because this is exactly what it is. It's useful, it's functional, completely non offensive, and completely zero joy.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, and within this, we're looking at this experimenting with online, with developing newer online event formats. I think online really deserves new ways to enable us to interact.
Mm. Do you see that happening through? I know the gathering is an in-person event, but do you see that extending online? Is that how you're thinking about it?
So, I mean, the gathering is a particular format and it's spreading around the world with different people taking it up. With the Coherence company and what we're building here is I want to build software. The gathering is a beta tester, but
Mm.
the intention is to build it for many different
I see.
organizers and to, yeah, make a proper company out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure. There's probably not a unicorn out of it. Also, the whole unicorn thing is a bit bogus and lottery wise.
I
But
agree.
I think there's definitely an opportunity for a quite decent business. And I'm trying to not, for a change, trying not to think grandiose and megalomaniacal.
Hmm.
But if you say the theme is we want the world to come into more and better dialogue,
Hmm.
then there is really no limit,
Hmm. Yeah.
right?
And
I
just, yeah. No, go ahead.
please.
I think, again, what I was saying before this was really echoing your sentiment of saying that from my perspective, I do see that there is some form of need, whether that is, I don't think we should be looking at corporate necessarily, but there is a need, and this is something that people are asking for. So I think that is enough, whether it is, again, unicorn or not. I think there is a need, there is a desire for something like this, and that's worth
Yeah, I mean,
funding.
I would love to. We need more. We need to build out the team to understand corporate. I think in the corporate context, the way I would like to go in is as to be a nice experiential plus alpha to whatever big platforms and the big boys are pushing,
Mm-hmm.
right? I like to say my goal in life is to never be stuck between the anvil of Microsoft and hammer of Google,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
That's a really, really tough place to be. But the
Mm-hmm.
great thing about the big companies is anything that's not at least like 100 million business is not a business to them. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
exist.
That's true. Yeah.
So, and they have partners and all of this. So I think this would be a great partner tool for whatever AI, business intelligence things, et cetera, they're building as the knowledge gathering interface, et cetera.
Yeah. Sounds good.
So, out of curiosity to learn more about how you work, so do you work by yourself and you have clients, or how your projects normally look?
Right now I am within a company and we do have a team that is put on specific projects. So my role in that team within this company is being a strategist upfront and kind of thinking about the end-to-end experience, thinking about physical and digital, how that comes together, is a lot of where I am involved.
Nice, cool.
Yeah. And I guess coming back to that, I don't know if this is too early to come to, but I am curious to hear about how I know we're kind of running. Do we have an hour? Let me check.
I'm okay. It's
Okay.
the end of my day,
Same.
so
I'm good.
I'm
I
happy to
guess.
go
Yeah.
longer.
Sure. Yeah. But no. And then I guess if you, how could we connect and work together? That is exactly what I would want to ask.
So we have we're building out this as a company right now. We're pre-money, so we're just working on dynamic equity.
Hmm.
Uh, so you can one opportunity is to get involved with the community of practice that we're starting to develop around these ideas of how to bring people into coherence, how to use AI for sense making, collaboration, etc. Then we are building out. So the dream of the coherence company is that we have two arms, so to speak. One is building tools and technologies like this one for this coherent stuff, the AI agent, da da da. And the other one is sales consulting delivery.
Mm.
So, working with our software, but also the software of other interesting value aligned partners to deliver this AI sense making, AI matchmaking, AI collaboration capabilities to clients. So we're building out, I guess, those three. That's the easiest way to think about it, the three parts. One is just the community of practice, which is for all kinds of practitioners in this space. I think very interesting for you. Then there is building out the product side of the business.
Mm-hmm.
So polishing this, getting beta tests up, all the usual jazz of building a software thing, and then there is building the sales and delivery. So
Mm-hmm.
we're already in conversation with. I think what we are doing is unique in flavor, but there's lots of other cool people working on cool things of the same kind of looking at how do we use AI for collective and safe speaking at the same time. So my background is as a technologist, I've been like in the software business for 30 years or all my life, depending on how you look at it. Because my father was in computers, so I was using punched cards as drawing material, used punch cards as drawing material as a child. And what I know is that usually the best, especially early technologies, are not very good at business sales
Mhm.
and so and we're definitely seeing that with the a good number of the people that we're talking. So if we can build out a cool sales delivery force that can work with multiple companies, that would be a good benefit for everybody.
Yeah.
So out of those three areas, so COP,
Hmm.
product business, and sales consulting delivery for many different solutions in this space, which sounds interesting to you?
Uh, I guess to that I would say the product mostly, but I would also like to hear from you again from your understanding of where I might be of best leverage. Would you disagree with that? How do you?
I have, so first of all, we haven't talked enough. And second
Right,
of all, in general, the beauty is,
right.
right, when we work fractionally and a distributed way, and especially before we have money, it becomes much easier and I think much more natural to start working together flexibly
Mm-hmm.
and then seeing what falls out,
That makes sense. Yeah.
right? So, that's it's in many ways it's if you think about it, if you think about human trust building and connection building,
Mm-hmm.
the usual job process is the complete opposite of that, right? It's like it's even worse than arranged marriage because you don't even have your mother organizing things for you. It's just like you go into a room full of strangers, you talk for an hour or two, and then you commit your next few years
Yeah.
or decades of your life to them, right? It's completely unnatural. But paradoxically, when we work remotely, it's much easier to just like, yeah, well, let's do a few things together. Let's see how we can move forward. And
Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah, I was just curious to see if you had other thoughts, but I guess that makes sense. Yeah. But coming back to what
yeah,
you
I
said,
mean,
yeah.
it's Friday 9:30. Also, I don't think, yeah, I mean, for me, it's important, and I really try and create an environment where we can explore each other's enthusiasm
Mhm.
and people can find a place where they can contribute and do what needs to be done.
For sure.
When we're early collaborators, then if we, after we've worked some time, if we, if you decide to be co-founders or things, then we have to be
Mm.
uh, much more organized and
Yeah.
formal,
Yeah.
because when you take on a responsibility, then things. But at the start, it's best to just start
Okay.
getting going and learning together and move something forward.
Yeah.
So cool. I mean,
That
if you're
sounds good.
interested in contributing, that's amazing. Let me think about it, talk with the team, and come back to you early next week and uh,
Yeah.
uh, figure out, yeah, how we could start. That'd be
Sounds good.
amazing.
That sounds good. That sounds exciting. Yeah.
Cool. Nice. What do you have in store for the weekend?
Good question. It's usually really rainy
And
here.